Hi, it's Richard Pears from FinextraTV, and delighted today to be joined by Darshna Shah and Richard Conway from Elastacloud. Hi, guys.
Hi, Richard.
Good to see you again. Good to see you again. We've got our next Sustainable Finance Live workshops coming up December the 1st and 2nd, and we're going to be focused on supply chain traceability, better data, lower risk. You guys have been involved since the very first one. I think this is the 5th in the series, or just seems crazy where the time has gone. And you've been real stalwarts in getting involved with it. Richard, tell us a little bit about what you get from this, and of course you've built this new product, Sustainability Studio, as a result of this stuff. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, the first thing that I take away is that the people that turn up and the knowledge sharing and the ability to just drive that learning, right, about a topic that's so broad, affects everybody and is constantly evolving. And there's no solutions for certain parts of it or standardization. And so one of the things that I've really got out of this is just the ability to have a mind sharing with experts, because I feel that these forums are, they're not that many of these forums, so they're not outside of large government think tanks and that sort of things. People aren't getting together in the right way to discuss these topics, and I think that I've seen Sustainable Finance Live as an early driver for this, and hopefully it's had an effect on other people to do similar things and understand, within their own organizations that they need to be setting up these structures, because it's something that every single organizational body needs to think about now.
Yeah, we need to multidisciplinary groups. We need to sort of share ideas, because it is an emergency, of course. Darshna, Sustainability Studio, then you're really sort of driving all of this, building a product to address the ESG needs in a sort of seemingly crowded market. What are you trying to achieve with it, and what have you learned on this journey?
Yeah, that's a really great question, Richard. So we have been developing Sustainability Studio for the last year. We've learned a lot along the way, and I think Sustainable Finance Live really adds a lot of value to our development process, because, as Richard mentioned, it does provide that platform to share your ideas, your prototypes with experts, just gain some initial feedback, but also get into the real nitty-gritty of issues. So there are a lot of reports out there, but we really want to drive action and build those foundational layers right from sourcing the data. So discussing approaches of how we can do that, how the data is treated, as we've seen a lot of momentum gaining around pressures with regulation. We can discuss all of those newcomings into the industry. So I think it's really important for us to remain agile, really transparent, collaborative, and innovative, which I think Sustainable Finance Live provides all of those in a really friendly atmosphere. So it's been really valuable to the development of Sustainability Studio.
Great stuff. And so, if you're a sort of, a fintech, a developer, a data science organization, or anybody else, do you think that this is a valuable resource? It sounds like you do, to actually help people understand where their product and skills might fit. Richard.
So I think one of the things that it's done for me, and I think Sustainable Finance Live has done this across the team, is some of these topics are really complex, and you don't know where to start. And I think back to all of the different workshops that we've run. The first workshop was around trade finance and what the impact of scores and weightings on good behavior will give you on interest rates, right, and bad behavior as well, and how banks will react to that. And the last topic we did was on biodiversity. This topic is on supply chain, and it's only when you dissect all this that you realize how broad this is and the scope of the problem. So I think the importance for me is that this has helped decomplexify things that we've fed back into the product. It's helped the whole team understand more about subject matter.
So Darshna, tell us a little bit about, I noticed that Rishi Sunak is obviously asking for corporates to put more disclosures on their carbon footprint into the UK market. And at the same time, there's talk about data firms like yours being regulated so that there's a bit more clarity on this, lack of correlation between the different data providers. What do you think that means to a firm like yours?
Okay, that's a great question, Richard. For Sustainability Studio, it is a welcome change. I think comparing our ESG scores to a lot of the different providers within the industry, we see very little correlation because people are placing importance and weights on different aspects, whether it's putting more emphasis on the environment pillar or the social and governance pillars. So it will be a really welcome change to kind of consolidate all that information in one place. I think it will put a lot of people on a level playing field and really allow us to drive innovation and focus on the gaps within the industry. For organisations that are going to be having to adhere to a lot of other reporting standards, I think that is also a great change to introduce within the industry, primarily because within sustainability reports that we see published by various different organisations, there is a lot of variation and people will choose to obviously draw emphasis on where they're excelling, but it's important to get a much more well-rounded overview and realistic overview of how people are performing and where they can drive further change.
Fantastic. Good stuff. Thanks very much. Darshna, Richard, have a great weekend. See you next week.
Thanks, Richard. See you next week.